Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum with a lot of life.
Hello, you crazy dirt fucker!
Party time!
Yes, it is party time. Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. And hello, my loyal minions. Our loyal minions, I should say. My name is Izzy Presley, and this is Metal Edge Magazine Presents. I like the ring of that. Presents. Or Metal Edge Presents. Metal Edge Presents. Because it's not even a magazine anymore.
No,
So,
no, it's
Metal-
just, it's not really Metal Edge Magazine. It's Metal Edge.
Right. So
we're a brand, Metal
we're
Edge.
a brand. Metal Edge
Yeah.
Presents. That is the new branding. We've made that executive decision right now. Metal Edge Presents another effing podcast. My name is Izzy Presley, as I said.
What does
that.
the F stand for?
I'm gonna let you guess on that. Fish.
Wait, European pools too? I just saw your hat.
This, I was feeling narcissistic today, so I figured I'd wear my Cruiser Jam shirt from 2 years ago,
Oh, nice.
and with me on it, and a nice gift I got from somebody on the cruise. So,
No, very nice.
but you want to see the coolest gift I ever got on the cruise, Paul?
Yes, I do.
A metal spork.
That's like fancy for eating Taco Bell. Like just because Taco Bell gives you the sporks. I know how much you hate Taco Bell, but that's yes.
Yeah. But you know what the best use for this is? When you got a tub of ice cream, because you got it digs right in, it pulls it out,
frozen, and
it's frozen, and it gives you a nice
Ah.
perfect chunk. So you just have to have one bite. That's great. And you just put it
That's
away
good.
and go back for more later. Make sure you guys do hit up all the social media. At Metal Edge 10 is the new Twitter. I've noticed.
No,
that.
it's not. It's not.
It's-
Metal Edge 85.
Metal Edge 85.
Yes, because it's 85 is the year we started.
Okay.
So
Where
it's
would I
Metal
get
Edge
10 from?
85. That might be, I don't know how many loyal minions you have.
Yeah, 10. 10. Actually, it's three.
Three.
Two of them are in Canada and Lori. That is it. So Metal Edge 85 on the Twitter, and
Yes.
the Instagram is at Metal Edge Magazine.
Mag. Metal Edge.
I thought it was at Metal Edge Mag because I thought the Twitter was Metal Edge Mag.
Hold on a minute.
I'm
Take
going-
out the
I'm
handy
going-
dandy phone. I'm going
Metal-
in. I'm going in.
Metal Edge Magazine.
Am I wrong? Hold
Let's
on.
see. Let's see. Yeah, it is the full thing. Metal Edge Magazine.
No, it is. It is. Okay. My apologies.
No,
Look
it's
at
all
that.
good. It's all good. And of course, most importantly,
Oh, you know why? Because all of my email addresses for Metal Edge or Metal Edge Mag. That's why.
Gotcha,
So it's Metal Edge
gotcha.
Magazine.
magazine. That
Oh,
is right.
God.
And most
This
importantly,
is what you call pro, folks.
that's right. That is right. Most importantly, speaking of one of our three loyal minions, Scotty is in the house. And so what up, Scotty? The website is fully running now.
It is.
What is on there currently?
it is,
It's, the Nikki Six
Oh
interview.
God, there's Nikki Six, Rob Halford, D. Snyder, a bunch of archived stuff. I'm working on a big Shiprocked recap. God, there's a lot out there. Right? There's Sebastian Bach, Q Izzy, Sebastian Bach.
Dude, fucking Metal Edge. Dude, I love that magazine.
I love that magazine. There is, let's see, let's jump right on and see what's there. It's hard for me because there's a lot of stuff that we've got hidden and that gets released on a daily basis. So I don't want to like say, oh yeah, this is on, and then it doesn't come out till next week. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
Rob Halford, John Petrucci, Nikki Six, Sebastian Bach, Rat. There's Warrant, a bunch of archive stuff. We have archive Rat, archive Warrant, new interviews, John Petrucci from Dream Theater, Scorpions, 8 greatest LA glam metal debuts. There's a lot of good stuff up there right now, and we're building it out more and more every day. I mean, it's just
awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, Rich is kicking ass. He's doing a hell of a job. I have been writing my Shiprocked recap for the last 3 days because I can't get like an hour to just sit down and write. So it's like one line at a time.
Yeah, right. Well, which is weird for you because you can sit down for a minute and do 600 words.
I like Instagram is just, well, and that's the thing. It's basically, and that's what like this review is. I'm sitting here doing, it's like a bunch of Instagram posts, but it's also, I'm so not used to long form journalism anymore.
Right. Yeah, I ain't either.
It's like I transition and making stuff make sense. It's an adventure.
Oh, you transitioned?
I'm in the process of transitioning. By Monsters of Rock, I should have my C couple will be supplemented by other parts of my body.
Yeah, but those aren't implants.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm just transitioning so nobody can give me shit about my boobs anymore. Yeah.
And of course, you can get him at Paul Gargano and give him the Pat Fontaine laugh he deserved for that. At Paul Gargano, of course, you can find me at Real Izzy Presley all across the board. And I don't know, what are we going to do with the Facebook? Are we going to just transition it over to the Metal Edge Facebook page? Do you think that's the best way to go? We're having a meeting here on the air, folks.
Yeah, we're having a meeting on the air. You're talking about the Another Fucking Podcast one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say let's just keep it for now and let's see as things start to generate, as things start to evolve. But I think at some point we're gonna process over to that.
Okay.
I'm not a Facebook guy.
I know.
I don't do it. I'm in a role on Instagram though. I'm back loving Instagram again. So
nice.
Shiprocked gave me pretty much enough content to roll me through this week. Like last week, this week, it'll get me right up for Monsters of Rock, and then I can start all over again. So that's I got some good stuff. There's some fun stuff up there.
Awesome. How was Shiprocked?
Shiprocked was fantastic. It's always a little harder, like when you go on in our capacities, as you know. I mean, you work on all the Monsters of Rocks, so it's like it's not a vacation for us, but at the same time, it's a lot more fun than going out and digging ditches for a living. You know, I mean, I had Drowning Pool headline the theater the first night. Kurt Dimer was in the Stowaways, which is it's like their version of your Cruiser Jam. So they do 2 nights of Stowaways, which is all-star band.
But mine's not an all-star jam. Mine's all-stars mixed with the Cruisers. That's the difference. That's it's like I said, it's their the variation of, you know what I mean? And it was good. I mean, it was a lot. And then I was obviously Metal Edge launched, the website launched in the middle of Shiprocked. So I was dealing with that, running around. I had a photographer with me who's just incredible. Shout out to Kirsten Daw, because she's amazing. Between she and I, we were at every show. And as you know, that's not easy to do. No, it is not.
I mean, we would literally be sitting at dinner and she'd look at her phone and go, "Oh no, I have to run and photograph dead rabbits. If my food comes, tell them I'll be back in 7 minutes." And it was just like, we're literally, that's how we were doing things. And I'd be texting her, "Are you going to make it to Goodbye June?" And she's like, "I'm stuck with such and such." I'm like, "I'll shoot Goodbye June. We got this." So it's a lot. And that's why I thought this was like a good idea for a show for us to do, kind of talk to people about what they could expect out of these cruises and how to maximize the return on their investment. Because they ain't cheap, but they're a lot of fun.
They are. And look, and that's the one thing that I love, that especially about the Monsters family, is that the first year that we were on, I was on with the radio station. I wasn't working there. I was just on with the radio station. And there's people that I met that first year that we're still friends. I mean, it's a family. It's really, every year, it's like a family reunion.
Or a high school. it was so crazy because Rika and I haven't been on Shiprocked in a couple years. It just the way it worked out. I think it's been it's been 2 years for everybody because of COVID, but I think it's 3 or 4 years for us. But it was crazy because you're in line, you're in line to board, and you start seeing the same people, and then you're on the ship, you see the same people, and it was crazy. Even like when the drowning pool guys made it to our hotel for the night before, I haven't seen the drowning. I talk to them every day, but I haven't seen the drowning pool guys in over 2 years because of COVID. So it was like so bizarre to just like see everybody and just fall back into these, oh, everything's normal again. And that was one of the things I appreciated most. And I thanked, Alan, who does it. He's the owner. He's to Shiprocked what Larry is to
Monsters. Yeah.
Monsters. I mean, I said to Alan, I'm like, I just got to thank you because I mean, we need this normalcy in our life. And, I'm past the point of living in constant fear of what this is going to do. Let's get out there. Let's live our lives. Let's have fun. And you know what? If a bunch of people get COVID, we'll be fine. You know what? It's fine. I feel like we've lived under rocks for too long. It's time to go out there and live our lives again. And we've all had our opportunity to get boosted at this point and get vaccinated and everything else. I know Shiprocked was a 100% vaccinated cruise. I felt literally safer on Shiprocked than I felt when I go out to dinner sometimes. So it was great. It was a good time.
I have an impromptu idea here because a cat by the name of Caleb Rapoport just jumped into the chat room. Caleb is the guitar player for Nerd Halen, who is on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I think because he is a newbie and he does have these questions, I think we should bring him on. I think we should make him come on. And you know what? I don't care if doesn't have hair and makeup done because the name of the band is Nerd Halen, so he's not supposed to look any better than us. Exactly.
And second of all, I am in a freaking house coat robe, which I'm going to throw out a name since Monsters of Rock. Alice Cooper is headlining. This is some amazing like robe house coat thing that Karen Hazmat gave me. She's Alice Cooper's wardrobe designer.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So this is like, it's my little piece of Alice right now.
Nice.
But I'm
Alice.
bundled up. I'm bundled up like Grandpa Paul.
That's awesome. It's funny you were talking about that because I last night I was listening to Casey Kasem and I heard that song, that Alice song from the 70s.
Alice's Restaurant?
No, not my neighbor for 24 years. Alice, whatever happened to Alice, or How I Miss Alice. And that's where we go, Alice, who the fuck is Alice? Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, very well. If you heard it, you would know it. All right. Boom. There you go. Caleb, check your Instagram, or not your Instagram, but your Twitter messages. And I sent, Tim Mosher from Junkyard in the house too. Look at this. This is like an all-star show in the chat room. See? It's like all the musicians are in the chat room and not on the show for once.
See, this is what I'm saying. We don't need guests. Like we don't need guests because we can just grab the guests from the chat room.
Yes, exactly. Which we have done before.
Yes.
All right. He said,
unfortunately, I said to Izzy earlier, I'm like, maybe we should do this because we had a couple people queued up. One bumps to next week. And then we had a couple other options, but it was funny because I said to Izzy earlier, we could go through like reader mail and stuff. And he goes, we don't have a lot of people hating on us. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess that's good, but it sucks that we don't get to rip back.
I know. It's like, dude, the classic 78 episode, tons of positive feedback. Everybody loved it. And I think my favorite one on there was how this page doesn't have 1 million followers. I have no idea. I'm like, I know.
A million.
Then I might actually hit that button that says monetize.
Oh yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised how quickly that monetize adds up when you've got as many episodes as you do on there, though.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, there was no COVID concerns for you at all. I think I know that's
honest. It was.
Go ahead. I was just
I
going
was
to say, because I know that's a big concern for a lot of people. Oh, you're going into a petri dish.
Yeah,
Everybody,
you know what?
everybody gets sick every year. We just call it
You
boat
know what?
AIDS.
Here, yeah, we call it, before COVID, it was called cruise crud, and we all got it. It's just like at
Yes.
the end of the, so, but here's the thing, honestly, you know, because you and I go out together a lot. We've been to the whiskey, we've been to the Rainbow, we go to
Yep.
restaurants, we go to shows, and at the end of the day, wherever you go, I had COVID and it was brutal in March of 2020 before I could get vaccinated. And you know what? I still don't know where I got it from. The fact of the matter is, you could touch something and get it. You could live your life in fear, or you could go out there and live your life and have fun. And the reality is, 90%, this is not Dr. Fauci speaking, this is me making up numbers, but like 90% of the cases we're hearing about right now, everybody we know that has it, they've got a bad cold for 3 days and then they're fine.
Yeah.
And you know what? That happens to me 3 times a year because I go out and I drink too much 3 nights in a row and my body can't recover and I have a sinus infection. It's just like, that's
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, dude, why are you all stuffed up? I did blow all weekend. Okay, there you go. Hold on. I get to do it. I haven't done it in a while. There you go.
So, but yeah, it was like, you know, there were people, so it was a 100% vaccinated ship and you needed a negative test to get on.
Right.
When you were on the ship, I'm not gonna lie, I only put a mask on when they asked me to, and the only time I was ever asked to put a mask on was when I was in the buffet area. That was it.
Okay.
And you know what? Honestly, with or without COVID, people should be wearing masks in the buffet area. I'm not good with that at all.
Fuck that. All 10.
Because I don't need Izzy mouth breathing all over my Mongolian barbecue.
Oh, Tim says he missed me. Oh, I missed you too. He doesn't miss Paul, but he missed me.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm not very missable.
Well, it's good. It's good. I mean, because that really did make that knowing that, you know, it's like, all right, cool. This isn't going to be as bad as everybody thinks it is.
No, it's not. And I will say this, just, you know, this isn't just about Shiprocked, you know. Chris Jericho's, the Jericho cruise went out last October. It was the first cruise to go out after all this.
Yeah.
And he had no problems. The Kiss cruise went out the week after him. They didn't have problems. Shiprocked just went out. They didn't have problems. Yeah, people are going to catch COVID. But when you've got 3,000 people on a vote, if 30 people get COVID, your numbers are lower percentage wise than they are if you go to dinner at any restaurant. I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, people are going to get COVID, but that's because one idiot's going to get sick and not want to tell anybody, and he'll spread it around. But that happens just as easily at the grocery store as it does on a cruise ship, and people need to realize that.
Exactly.
And the other thing people don't realize is, because the media doesn't report this because they'd rather scare us all into not leaving our house.
No.
2 weeks ago, the CDC lifted all their mandates against the cruising industry. So all the mandates they had in place are now optional.
Yeah.
Because they said it is not, the risk isn't commensurate to what they were inflicting on them. So it's, you know, it's, people just need to be smart and be safe. That's it. You know, wash your hands. My hands are all split open because I wash them so much, but it's like, just be smart and be safe. And that's all we could do. And I'll tell you what, I had so much fun on that ship. If I had COVID for 4 days coming off it, I'm not going to complain. I just hope if I did get it, I just hope it's gone in time for me to go back and do the same thing all over again on Monsters of Rock. Right. You know what? If I did get it, you know what? Now I don't have to worry about getting it on Monsters of Rock, which makes it even better.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly.
But that's, you know, we gotta live our lives at this point. It's, you know, it's too hard. We have to have bands need to be able to go tour again. Yep. And we need to be able to, our economy just needs to get back. And when I'm talking about our economy, I'm talking about the music industry economy. We just can't keep doing things the way we're doing them. We've got to have things back to normal. Mm-hmm. Or as normal as normal could be.
Regarding Shiprocked and COVID, were there any bands that were unable to get on the boat because of anything like that?
Well, they did have a 100% vax rule. So you had to be 100. So I know I don't want to like start spreading rumors about who was or wasn't vaxxed, because obviously if they're on the ship, they were vaxxed. Right. But there were a couple instances where bands were swapped out. Some of them were swapped out just for the innocent reasons of, I'm coming in from Europe and we can't get in because of flight regulations and everything else.
Right.
Or some swapped out because they were worried about, we can't risk not being able to get back home afterwards. Right. There was a lot of just logistical stuff like that. I do know there were a couple people who weren't vaxxed and didn't make the ship, but we had I Prevail. I don't know why they were the two headliners were Lamb of God and I Prevail. Mm-hmm. And I Prevail the week before pulled out, and Corey Taylor replaced them. Corey from Slipknot and Stone Sour, which to me, no disrespect to I Prevail, but there aren't many people I'd rather see headline a cruise than Corey Taylor because he's awesome. Right. And his band's amazing. So he had his solo band. His solo band played Slipknot. They played Stone Sour. They did John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band covers.
Nice.
They even did Watching You from Kiss.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Did you say, hey, my co-host on Metal Edge, he's got a John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band cover?
I did not, believe it or not. What good am I? we had a great.
You have to kiss ass on my behalf, make me look cooler than I actually am.
I did not. You make yourself look cooler enough, Izzy. Cool all enough. That's what.
I don't know if I go that far. I'll fucking take it. I guess.
I'll tell you what, though. I have a gauntlet I can throw down. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that my bar tab drinking with you will be far lower than my bar tab with my wife on. I was just like, our first night. Keeping in mind, there's a lot of bands, there's a whole group of us.
Yeah.
I literally the first night, I think my tab the first night alone was almost $500. It was just because every time you buy a round of 8 drinks, it's $80. That's it. It's just like
that's why they have this thing called the drink package.
Do you see? We didn't have a drink package.
Yeah, there is a drink, but there is a drink package on Monsters of Rock, and if you didn't pre-buy it, you can buy it once you get on the boat. Okay,
that's those drink packages, and that's kind of what we're talking about, like the survival guide for these cruises. Those drink packages. If you have Betty Ford on speed dial, like Izzy and I both do, those drink packages are amazing things. The Shiprocked doesn't offer them, no. So that's we did not have that option, but. It's our own fault. We could have brought wine on to this because the ship that was up to bring wine on, and we were just too lazy. Okay. So you know what? I can't complain that much.
The best thing about the drink packages is the last night, everybody's trying to get rid of their drink tickets. So you want to talk about a drunken mess. You think it's bad the first night. Oh no, it's the last night because here, I'll get you here.
All right, so I had so like I said, I managed Drowning Pool and they were on the ship, so we had merch for sale. You have to sell, I'm watching my light fade in and out and it's driving me nuts. But on my thing here on the YouTube feed. But we had merch, and you have to settle your merch like between 10 p.m. and midnight the night before the cruise ends. So in addition to settling it out, I didn't want to have to carry it off the ship. So when you're on the cruise, you put your bags outside your door the night before the ship ends, and the porters pick your bags up and they're waiting for you when you get off the ship. So I wanted to make sure I had all the merch outside my door so that I didn't have to carry these massive boxes off the ship. And there was a point to this story, and I'm trying to remember what it was. The last night of the cruise. So I actually was really ahead, like Rika and I were fully packed. By about midnight, we were ready to go hit the karaoke and have fun. And we were like, we're not staying up late. Because that's the other thing. The last night of the cruise, there is nothing worse. The earliest I went to bed the whole cruise was probably 5 a.m. because karaoke went from midnight to 4 a.m. every night. And that was like our fun time because we were working up to midnight. We were all working. So like our fun time was hanging out in karaoke. And I'm like, tonight I got to get a couple hours of sleep. We have to fly all day tomorrow. Nope. And do you want to guess what time I went to bed?
5 a.m.
Nope, later.
Nice.
I got to bed at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So I saw the sun come up 3 times in a week in 5 days.
That will happen. That will happen. Just really quick, before Caleb joins in, we can actually talk about this with Caleb when he gets on. 10 bell salute. We should just fucking make that part of the intro because there's people dying every week now. Howard Hessman.
Yeah.
WKRP.
That one, WKRP. And so, now here's the crazy thing. I was never as big of, all these people are like posting about how much, I was just never a huge KRP fan. I might love it now if I can find it on one of these, but it wasn't a show that I watched a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I was thinking I should go back and dive into that because now that I having a radio background, it might be a lot different to me. And Lonnie Anderson has great tits.
Well, there's that. Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah,
because this is an interesting thing that I was thinking of. Is there anything that when people are packing to go on a cruise, what's one thing that you always make sure you pack that people don't think of packing? Like, what's a requirement for you when you go on a cruise?
The very first thing I put that I make sure I have is compression socks because I cankle up like a motherfucker on those things.
Wow.
Oh yeah, dude. The first time I remember the first one that we were on, I looked like I had hooves.
Why is that?
I think it's the salt in the food, massive dehydration.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Walking all day.
I don't know how you could be dehydrated. I'm speaking, when I say you, I mean me, based on Shiprocked. I don't know how you could be dehydrated when you're walking around with a bucket of beer the entire cruise.
I know there's water in beer.
There's water in beer.
So with that said, with the hydration thing, get yourself some liquid IV. Everybody says Pedialyte. Fuck Pedialyte. Get yourself some liquid IV. That shit is amazing.
They also do the packets. There's and I can't remember what they're called, but I buy them at Costco.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Oh, that's it. That's exactly it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, liquid IV.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and you know what? They're a lot easier to pack. They go through the airport. You have no issues. It's not like you're trying to pack Pedialyte and sneak it onto a ship. Like that stuff, you pour it into a bottle of water, you're good to go. And it's that stuff's amazing.
So hydration is very, very important.
The one thing that I always do, an extension cord and a power strip, because I always have like my computer, have to charge phones, all that stuff, and like the power outlet situation is often not very good when you're in your cabin. So like that way you can charge a phone, have your computer plugged in, like do everything you need to do. But that's like my big thing, because otherwise your phone dies, your computer dies. It's all. And if you're one of those people that is into like on your phone constantly, one of the things I loved about this Shiprocked in particular, you didn't see everybody on their phone the whole time, which was also good. It's like people were just having fun in the moment. But if you are one of those people that is on, or you're taking a lot of video or taking a lot of pictures, you might want to think of a backup battery for your phone. So
here's the thing though, Paul, as long as you don't get the Wi-Fi package, the only thing you're using your phone for is an alarm clock to see what time it is,
and a camera,
And
I do the Wi-Fi package because I can't be disconnected from email that long. But and also the other thing that I loved about, and again, every ship is different, but we were on the Carnival Breeze for Shiprocked. If you got the Wi-Fi package, iMessage worked perfectly. It was the craziest thing. If you didn't have an iPhone, you couldn't text somebody, but if you had iMessage, it was like you were on land. It was incredible.
Yeah, see, kids, grow up. That's the thing. Grow up, be an adult, get an iPhone.
Get an iPhone. But it was. I've never done the package before, but this cruise I did, and I'll probably do it every time moving forward, just because as long as I know I have access to my email, everything's good.
Yeah. Going to the chat room really quick. Steven, we got to get my website up and running there, Pally. He says the bar tab on the boat can be insane. Thank God for the drink package. Saves big time. See, it's important. Then you don't get that sticker shock.
What is the I was surprised mine was as low as it was, given I was expecting, like, Rika and I were just like, I'm not even looking. I'm just not even looking. It goes right to the credit card. I'm not even going to pay attention until the bill comes. I was actually surprised because when they put the bill in outside your room at night, I was just like, what, did they miss a few?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll take this.
Yeah. The only thing that ever shows up on my bill is usually 2 cartons of cigarettes.
Why do you buy those on the ship?
Yeah, because they're like $35 a carton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you to bring me some, but I forgot. But that's all right.
forgot.
I'll be getting a carton in a week. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's no big deal. It's no big deal.
So I don't smoke. How much do cigarettes cost on land?
Well, put it this way: in Los Angeles, they're about $10 a pack.
Jesus Christ! Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we live here, though.
insanity.
That's why we live here. We
exactly. Oh, and Scotty says also Advil before you go to bed.
You know what? Knock on wood, because this could all change in a week, presuming I go. I did not have a single hangover at all on.
Oh wow!
Shiprocked.
Oh, look at this. Caleb is connecting to audio. Caleb from Nerd Halen has joined us, and he's in his car. I figured he was at home enjoying this, but no, he's driving.
Yeah, I pulled over. So. Not driving right now.
He's gonna be late for rehearsal now, and they're gonna know like 2 less songs.
Oh God, no rehearsal tonight.
Sir, we saw you text. No, I wasn't texting. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even know. I just thought I was coming on like a radio show. I didn't even know it was a Zoom thing. So.
Oh no, this is a good thing.
Oh no, this is fancy.
Yeah, this is fancy stuff.
This is
good to meet you. Good to meet you. And the second member of Nerd Halen to ever be on this show. So Hal has been on multiple times. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So what is for those of us who are uninitiated? What is Nerd Halen? I'm assuming it's a Van Halen cover band.
That is correct. We do the whole we dress up like nerds, and a lot of the comedy and bits we kind of pull out of each song to make it a lot more fun and funnier than your standard Van Halen tribute, because I figured there's about 973 Van Halen tribute bands in the continental United States, and I didn't want to just be another one. I didn't want to put on the wigs and tights, at my advanced age, and try to look like, the band in 1984. And I thought that was a losing proposition for myself. I'm like 6'4", and any kind of wig or I kind of just come off as Howard Stern. So, and that's not a good Eddie.
Right.
So I had to come up with something different. And, I talked to a friend who I thought would be a singer for us. But he told me either you got to do a straight tribute or a gimmick.
Yeah.
And so I went on just a bunch of brainstorming and came up with the gimmick. And it was funny because I told him my idea, and he goes, "I ain't dressing up like no nerd, dude."
Well,
and,
I was gonna say, so basically it's 4 Waldos playing Van Halen, basically, right?
Exactly. Pretty much. And we kind of use that theme, and we have Hal Sparks, who's our lead singer and frontman, and aside from just being a great vocalist, in his own right, he's one of the funniest, smartest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he's quick as anybody.
Yes.
In fact, I no one's really done it yet, but I pray we get heckled because I don't think there's any better heckler smasher on this earth than Hal Sparks. He just lives to destroy you if you try and become a part of the show in a negative way. He definitely works positively with people too. So it's not like he just wants to wreck people, but if someone wants to test.
All right, so note to self: get Izzy really drunk.
Okay.
Heckles Hal.
So you mean just get Izzy?
So it just means go find Izzy.
But it's been a lot of fun. We really were only up for a year before the whole thing changed and went down and kind of screwed our trajectory, because it was a pretty good one. And I just kept it alive with just putting up solos from my little studio, solos. and keeping the name out there of the band, and just trying to let the music do the talking. And you know, it's held pretty well, and now we're back. We're playing some gigs. We played the other night at you know, the Yamava Casino, and that was a lot of fun. And tomorrow night we're doing the Ultimate Jam Night, the Eddie Van Halen tribute. We got a couple songs in that, and that's going to be fantastic. I mean, going to try to dodge the Rona there. It's going to be a big you know, I'm nervous, you know, like now all I'm thinking about is getting on this freaking cruise and getting all my guys on it, you know, because you know, just by the law of averages, like there's gonna be several band members from several bands that just aren't gonna get on, and it's gonna be like fill-in city.
I could tell you on Shiprocked, Drowning Pool, we had at the 11th hour, we had the normal bass tech ended up playing bass for us because the bass player got COVID. It was just, and that happened to a lot. Phil Demmel was playing guitar for Lamb of God. Willie didn't make it on the ship. There were a bunch of people who had alternate guys in the band.
And it's the best case scenario if that happens, because you got all these pros sitting around, you know. But I'm worried about us because we do an act, you know, so it's hard to bring somebody in and like tell them what to do, and you know, all our endings are specific and all that stuff. So it's very, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it until we walk that gangplank and, you know, get through, like I'm just, you know, a nervous wreck, because this is huge for us. This is our biggest gig, and it'll be in front of a lot of people that can then, you know, do the ripple effect for us. And if they like it, you know, if they don't, whatever. But if they do like it, then I think it'll be huge, and we'll expand our base huge. And
if they don't like it, you'll sick hell on them.
Or we'll just, you know, they'll toss us over the side, and that'll be the end of Nerd Halen. So. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, you know, I was looking forward to, you know, hopefully getting a good slot, and I wasn't sure we'd get one because we're literally the last band on the bill, and that's fine. I mean, we're the rookies and stuff, but we're actually, you know, we're playing the Star Lounge the first time, and then on Saturday we kick off the pool stage, and I think that's going to be fantastic for us. So
I will say this, there really isn't a bad time slot on the cruises, because I mean, even like, you know, the headliner on Shiprocked was Lamb of God, and there were a lot of people that just don't like Lamb of God. So if you were playing opposite Lamb of God, it wasn't the end of the world, you know. Right. A lot of people play twice too, so like most people play twice, so you always are able to juggle. I don't think there's really a bad spot. I mean, I love early in the day on the pool deck because you're in the sun.
Yeah, no, and people are ready to go. I feel like everyone's going to want to get in a position, like they'll lock up their spot and stuff. So I think we'll have a good crowd ready to go. So I'm excited about that, and I just want that picture of us with everyone behind us. I see all those bands take that picture, and
I know.
Izzy, you'll get that picture for us. You'll take that.
Absolutely. But you know, see, this is the law of the Izzy. My luck is if I'd be doing the pool stage during the day, it would be when we're in port and everybody's in port.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't get, you know.
it would be Izzy and a bartender.
Yeah.
Well, it is Saturday, and I think we will be in Cozumel, so I don't know.
There you go. So it's gonna be the Fuck Us Festival.
All right.
See what I did there? Van Halen, fuck us.
I doubt very much they'll have you play while people are in port.
No, they run shows while they're in port.
Really?
Yeah. Really? Yeah, but actually not everybody gets off the boat. So
not everybody gets off the boat.
You'll still have a good crowd.
I think people will be nervous to get off the boat, especially in Mexico. So, you know.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Caleb, one of the reasons I did want to bring you on is because you had questions for me here and there because I'm a vet. And this kind of like, that's kind of what we're doing here is we're educating some newbies on this.
All right.
What kind of questions as a newbie do you have?
Well, I remember I've only done a cruise once in my whole life. I went with my whole family for my parents' 50th anniversary, exactly 10 years ago in 2012 on a very similar ship, the Navigator of the Seas. And
we've been on that.
Yeah. So, and we did a similar route and I told myself after that, like, oh, once in a lifetime, once. And you know, but this is different. This is a rock cruise, so I'm looking forward to this. But I remember back then with technology and whatnot, you know, you had to go like to the library to log on and stuff. Has that all changed? Like, is your phone like, are you connected to the world still, or is it? What's the deal with that? How's that work?
You're as connected as you want to be. Izzy and I were talking about this before you came on. He doesn't do the internet package. I was just on Shiprocked last week. I did the internet package, and it was the best $75 I spent. It was $15 a day for the absolute premium, and it was literally like I was sitting in my living room with like internet connection. All my email was instant. I was able to do iMessaging. I couldn't text with people that weren't on an iPhone. But I'm getting to the point in my life where I don't want to text with people who aren't on iPhones. So
I hate that green bubble.
That green bubble. I'm like, I'm like, don't you know how much easier your life is? And the people without iPhones are just adamant that iPhones suck. I'm like, how would you know? You never had one.
They need to there needs to be a term for when you text somebody and it's green and then it turns blue. Because of that moment where you're thinking, oh my God, they're a fucking Android, and then the signal gets better and then it turns blue and you're like, oh. You know?
You're like, okay, they can still be my friend. Or the other thing I hate is when people hand me an Android to take a picture, and I'm like, why isn't this an iPhone? Come on, I can do anything with an iPhone. And it's like, oh,
no,
it's literally the internet package. I don't recommend trying to download a movie, but you're basically like my email was instant. I was able to send and receive emails. The only time I had problems if I was trying to send large files, like I was sending one of the like that was the only issue.
I just want to text the guys and find the guys without walkie-talkies, because that's what we used like 10 years ago with my family. We brought those little yellow walkies on,
nice.
And they work pretty well actually. But if I could text the guys and make sure I can find them and whatnot, then that's all good. So
yeah, no, it's pretty. You know, if they could have Wi-Fi in the air, they could have Wi-Fi at sea at this point. As I was telling somebody today, the difference is you just need to remember you're in the middle of the ocean. It's not going to be perfect,
right?
So deal with it. You know, that's it.
I mean, I don't want to be on the the internet all the time. I want to chill. I mean,
exactly.
I'm getting 5 days away from my wife and kids, and this is like, I want to do everything completely different for 5 days. I don't want to do what I usually do, which is, every day of my life. So this is going to be
right.
This is going to be as different as I can make it. So
honestly, what I do is I don't get the package, and then I just get off the boat, and like when we're in Jamaica or whatever, one of the ports, I just Cozumel, go to a bar, have a shot of tequila, and get on the Wi-Fi for like 10 minutes. And go, all right, cool. Post the pictures of me in the sun and go, fuck you. Here's all 10, and turn it off and get back on the boat. It's that simple.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, what's my next question? I asked you about the drinks and if there was like an artist lounge. I had this image of just like a place where all the artists hung out and it's just free booze flowing and whatnot. But
that's called the artist backstage area before their show, and everybody comes in and, oh, hey, look, beer. So
and they just they slam your rider. That's great. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's really not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
it all depends who you are. If it's a band that has pre-show parties, then yeah. But yeah, it's you get your rider, enjoy your rider, and save your rider.
Yeah, you told me. You told me like get the cart and just make sure you can wheel that thing into your room when you're done. So it'll be like your supplies for the rest of the week. So yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, I'm not a big drinker, but I definitely want to have. I want to have access, and you know.
But you will be this week.
I probably will be because it'll be too much fun.
Yeah, just wait till you get up to karaoke at the end of the night.
It was really funny because I really didn't start to drink. I'd have a beer or something during the day, but I really didn't start to drink until later, like around 11:30 midnight. And on the ship I was on, it was karaoke from midnight to 4 a.m. And it was funny, about 2:30 in the morning, one of the guys I was with comes up to me, he goes, "I just put us in for karaoke." I'm like, "I don't do karaoke." And he goes, "Yeah, you do." And sure enough, he got it. He knew exactly how many Patron shots I needed to get up there. And
smash cut. You're doing "Living on a Prayer."
No, yeah, exactly. But no, the funny thing was, he's like one of the heads of the like the record label that signed Drowning Pool. So it's me and him, and we went up there and we did Drowning Pool. And the guys, they swear we didn't suck. I was like, he's like, "We got to intro this really well." I go, "How about in about 3.5 minutes, I might lose a client?" How's that for an intro?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, the karaoke, especially on Monsters, and I'm sure it was like this on Shiprocked too, but it's great because we do like a Gong Show karaoke contest. So I may be tapping you to judge one of those. But then the artists get up there and sing. It's awesome. You know, I mean, we had the
I'm not even a singer, but I'll do it.
I mean, Christ, I think it was Cruise to the Edge. We had the Spirit in the Sky dude came up and sang "Spirit in the Sky." It's like, wow.
That's awesome. And you gonged him?
No. That
That doesn't sound anything like it.
You know, but it was the same. It was the same thing on Shiprocked. You know, you had like Carla and Heidi from the Butcher Babies were up, you know, doing Pantera songs, and Michael Vampire was up doing stuff, and the Blacktop Mojo guys were. I mean, people just got up, and the bands were doing it, the fans were doing it. It was fun. Yeah. It was really funny. Mike, some guy was doing Bodies. Like the Bodies ended up getting done like twice a night in karaoke, and some guy did Bodies, and Mike, the drummer from Drowning Pool, happened to be walking through, and he's like, "Shit!" He jumps on stage with him. The guy gave him the worst stink eye you've ever seen. And Mike was like, "All right, I'll leave your stage." The guy had no idea that it was Mike.
Dude, it's like one of the coolest things that ever happened. Like the first year we did this, during the finals for the Gong Show, we had the Firehouse guys judging, and one of the gals, because we had the girls put in the winners or the contestants put in their songs before they knew who the judges were. And she didn't know that the Firehouse guys were judging. And they were going to gong her for trying to, she's just kissing her ass.
Yeah.
But CJ's like, no, just let her go. So she went, and CJ went up and sang backgrounds for her. It's like, dude, it's like that's what it's all about. You know, that's what it's all about. It's the interaction and stuff like that.
It's literally, awesome. I mean, there is not a, like, honestly, if you're a rock fan, if you're a music fan, there is not, and again, I don't get paid by these cruises. I'm just telling you the truth. I've been on lots, and there is not a better way to spend your money. I mean, it is just literally,
yep. It's the ultimate experience.
It is, if you're a rock fan and a music fan, I mean, you're eating, and, you know, there's a band sitting at the table next to you. You're seeing everybody, and you're just rubbing elbows with people. Yeah. And it's fun. It's just, you're seeing everybody in a completely different light than you do when you go to a show at Lounge in Michigan.
I can only imagine that the guys in the bands are kind of have the same little excitement and vibe as the cruisers, because everyone's on a vacation. It's not like a usual vibe that you would have where you'd go to a festival and you roll up backstage and then you wouldn't see anybody and then leave. This is like everyone's on the ship. Everyone has a room. Everyone, has to eat, and it's and I think that creates a dynamic that you won't find anywhere else. So that's very cool, and I'm looking forward to meeting people I've watched on MTV when I was
Yeah.
15 years old. And, I'd love to talk to Reb Beach, like, these guys are heroes of mine. And,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to just be totally tongue tied around Richie Kotzen or something. Like I can't even talk to you, dude.
Richie
Yeah,
Kotzen
right.
might be tongue tied around you. Who knows?
No way. Impossible. But it's exciting. I still can't believe we're on it, and I'm looking forward to making a little noise, and hopefully we get a little word of mouth from it. So
yeah. Scotty in the chat room goes, then Spike from the London Choir Boys singing Macy Gray. That was gold. And if you got to see the London Choir, you got to see the Choir Boys. Those guys, just old school rock and roll, man. It is absolute best. Who else are you excited about seeing, Caleb?
Well, obviously, I'd like to see Alice Cooper, because I don't have a crush on Nita Strauss. I just think she's amazing. So I don't want to go out on and say that in public, but I just think she's awesome. We have a mutual friend. Like, she used to be in a small band with an old friend of mine named Carl Bensley, who is a singer. He filled in for Snot a few years ago, and
oh wow,
and he's just a really good guy. And they were in a band together before she was anything. And so it's really cool to watch her whole rise and whatnot. Who else would be? Obviously Winger. Who doesn't love that band? And LA Guns. One of the people who's been very supportive of Nerd Halen, totally unsolicited, has been Tracy. I've never met Tracy in my life. I didn't know who he was, and he's posted about us, and said some really cool things about me. That kind of very humbling, because I have nothing but respect for Tracy Guns, and to hear him talk about my playing and call me, a monster and whatever. It's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. So,
a quick question: what do you play? Are you Eddie or Michael?
Yeah, I'm the guitar player. So
you're Eddie. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it is. So someone like that. I mean, I've known who Tracy Guns is for 30 plus years, and he's never known who I am, and now he knows who I am. And
isn't that an amazing feeling?
It is. I'm not gonna lie.
He knows who he knows who Izzy is too, because he has a restraining order against him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but and if I didn't do this band or anything, I probably nobody would ever known who I was. So it's kind of like the last hurrah, and just getting my foot in the door at the end here. So it's very exciting for us, and for me personally, because I've been doing this as a hobby forever and never really just going for it. And then I just decided to see what could happen, and not half-ass it, and really try to put something together that people would want. And I always thought that a lot of these tribute bands, especially Van Halen tribute bands, sure, they could get the music down and the look, but everyone forgets that you went to like a David Lee Roth show, even a Sammy Hagar. It was fun. It was funny.
Exactly.
There was laughs, like real laughs, and none of these tribute bands have that in their quiver. They don't have it. And if the only jokes they're telling are the 38-year-old ones that everyone's heard. Yeah. And we bring a lot of laughs, and people have that good time aside from the musical replication, which I think we pull off pretty well.
Yeah.
So, and your eyes are telling you that these guys are dorks, this is stupid, and then your ears are telling you, hold on a minute, like that sounds pretty damn good. So that's the dynamic we've created, and it seems to be resonating and working really well. And you know, I couldn't
Oh.
be happier with
Now-
so.
No, I was gonna say now I need to be on the ship just to see you. Now I'm just like, what the hell? I want to see this.
Are you coming?
Hopefully we're up in the air,
Yeah.
but
Well-
we're seeing.
Love to see you. Let's.
Yeah, no, it's the plan is to be there. Yes, the plan is to be
Okay.
there.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody give Nerd Halen a follow. It's just at Nerd Halen on the Twitter, and you can see all those great videos that Caleb's been posting of him
Yeah,
playing
Twitter.
Eddie solos.
Twitter, Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook, TikTok. Yeah. Cool.
That's
Excellent.
awesome.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm gonna jump, but
Yeah,
No,
dude.
thank you for
It-
Sorry we made you late for wherever you were going.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Izzy's my email buddy, and
Yep.
I'm looking forward to doing the Cheap Trick Jam and playing those 2 songs, and hopefully I won't mess up too bad.
Well, look,
so-
dude, that is my favorite thing to do on the boat is because I get to you guys and cruisers playing together, and you want to talk about bang for your buck. I mean that's
That's a
the
great idea.
experience.
Yeah.
Well, but it's great for the artists too because like dude, we get to play with the fans. It's like
Yeah.
No, it's a great idea. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Both ways, you know, like it's exciting for the artists too, because you know they're making somebody's gear, and
Yeah.
that's a feeling you can't sell
Yeah.
or bottle or
Yep.
you know anything like that. So I'm looking forward to just playing songs that I've never played, and
yeah.
with people I've never played with, and having a great time, and hopefully I won't be too sheeted at that point. So,
I think you'll be fine. But I tell you what, before you go, the coolest thing that's ever happened during that jam is we did a AC/DC Bon Scott era jam, and they were doing Walk All Over You, and it was only cruisers playing at the time. I believe there was no artist mixed in with that song. And Jeff Keith from Tesla was walking by across the pool stage to go throw a whiz, and he stopped. He's like, Jesus Christ, that's my favorite AC/DC song. And he ran up and sang with them. It's like, just-
wow,
yeah, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
that's the best. That's the
Yeah.
best.
That's amazing. So, all right, brother, we'll let you go and
Cool.
get home
Yep.
to the wife and kids, and we'll see you next week. You gonna be at the pre-party?
No, we're red eyeing on Tuesday night and getting in Wednesday morning, and,
All right, there you go.
and straight to the boat, and hopefully we make it on.
You're flying from LA. I presume you're LA based if Hal's in the band.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you shouldn't be. I always get worried about weather, but you should be fine going LA to California. That shouldn't be.
LA
Or
to
LA
California.
LA to Florida. Yeah, LA to California.
LA to Miami.
LA to
Yeah.
Miami.
LA to Miami.
Yep.
All right.
It's exciting. All right. Thanks, guys.
All
Yeah,
right,
dude.
hopefully
Well,
we'll see you on
anytime,
the
man.
ship.
Yep.
There you go. Caleb from Nerd Halen joining us on a whim. And
On a
let's see.
whim.
Let me hit some of these comments while we're at it. Steven website says I still love when Nuno was lip syncing on stage when they were doing Don't Stop Believin', and Richie was in the back of the room actually singing for
Yeah.
karaoke. That was great. Oh, Tony's here, another fucking Canadian. I mean, it is fucking filled with hosers here.
I was
Bruce,
about to say, where do they all
Yep.
come from?
yeah, they all came from Canada.
That's probably maybe they're from Canada. There's nothing else to do. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
well, I mean,
boom,
it's
boom.
dude, think of how cold it is there.
It's like I
either-
think it's like
you're,
-40 now.
you're either skating or drinking,
Yeah.
playing hockey. Playing
I got a
hockey.
question. I got a question for you before you go back to comments. I have to imagine the Super Bowl will be showing somewhere
Yes,
on the boat.
yes. So what they did last time, and that was the beautiful year that the Patriots were down 27-3 and came back and won, which was awesome.
You know who I was standing with watching that Super Bowl at your place? Sebastian Bach.
dude, I was on the boat. That's why I was.
You were on the boat. Yeah, I was at your place watching, and Sebastian came up and he goes, "Explain football to me." And I'm like, this isn't the best game to explain during because it's boring. And literally it was just like boom, 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 and it just started. So
So then during halftime, well, what they did was during the game, they had Eddie Jim and Jim Florentine and Don Jameson on stage, like cracking wise during the game, mostly during the commercials. And then at halftime, the Rock and Roll Residency came out, and that was the first time I ever played on the pool stage. First and only time. I went up and did Dr. Love with those guys, which was awesome.
Where's the Cruiser Jam?
Cruiser Jam is in the Star Lounge.
Okay, because I thought you said I thought you said Jeff was walking across the deck or something.
So the one year that we did get to play on the pool deck, it wasn't proper pool stage. Because the way the deck was set up, we couldn't set up a full stage, but they had a little amphitheater stage that was small. So I know
exactly, like the little bowl, like it's a little like
they let us do the Cruiser Jam out there. It was awesome, man. It was fucking great. And Ack got to play out there too. Fucking sweet.
Do you so how many people do you have rotating in and out of the Cruiser Jam?
Oh God, fuck, you gonna make me count?
I mean, you don't have to take your shoes off or anything, but like if you have different people for every song, or is it different people for every 3 songs? Okay.
Different people for every song. Like there's a run of like 3 songs where somebody is on all 3 of them, but that's one of the artists. He's like, I want these 3. If I don't get them,
I won't. I'm leaving the sandbox.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat a ham somewhere.
Which you can pretty much do 24 hours a day on a cruise.
Yes, you can. But the Cruiser Jam is gonna be fucking awesome. One night,
I swear, I you know why I probably never had a hangover on Shiprocked, because I would basically just do shots. I would have a 16-ounce beer and Patron shots, and I was just going back and forth for 4 hours. But then at 4 a.m. when the karaoke ended, we would go to the 24-hour pizza, and I would eat a pizza.
Yep.
And that's why I would be going to bed at 5:30 and watching the sunrise on the deck eating pizza. But it was like, I swear, pizza saved my life.
There you go. Bruce says the Jam.
I need a hat.
The Jam
pizza saved my life.
Bruce says the Jam is never in a big enough venue as it gets more popular every year. Yeah, that is true, but I am not going to complain. But logistically for the players, and because of this, how the stage is set up, that is the best option for it. Yes, it gets packed in that lounge, but it's because one, we're not going to play in the theater.
Yeah,
that's just not going to happen. 2, pool deck, that it's just too big, and it's too getting people in and in backstage and up. It's the Star Lounge is the absolute perfect setup for it. So yes, it gets cramped, and it's awesome to see a fucking packed house, but that's it. And there ain't no complaints out of me for that. So
yeah. And you're doing 2 of them, right?
We are doing 2. One night is live at Budokan. One night is not Budokan.
So it's just looking for a not live joke.
No, that second night, or that's actually the first night is the not Budokan. That's where you're gonna get like Dream Police and Tonight It's You and Gonna Raise Hell and
do you play on every song?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not about me. I mean, the Kiss ones I try to, but
now the next question, you're also doing the stand-up, right?
Yes, we are doing for the first time this year Punchlines and Backlines. It's a show that we've done with myself and Courtney Cronin Dold. It's a show that we do out here in LA, or did out here in LA when we could be adults. And
when we were allowed to leave the house in LA. Yeah, exactly.
And the premise is we get a nice set lineup of comics. Then we take a musician who's never done stand-up comedy before, and they have to do stand-up for the first time. So we've got Kip Winger doing stand-up comedy for the first time.
Did Kip lose a bet, or do you have pictures of him?
No.
Or is
ironically, so we did this in Nashville at the Rockin' Pod, and we asked Kip, and he's like, And then Don said, "There's like, I saw Kip at M3, and he just came over and goes, I should have did that comedy thing, shouldn't I have?" And Don's like, yeah. So we got him convinced to do it. So he's gonna do stand-up. Awesome. Courtney is a writer as well as a stand-up. So Courtney,
that was gonna be my next question. Well, she's all right.
So she wrote like the Zach Wilde roast, a lot of the jokes for that.
Yep.
So her and Don were helping with the Kip Winger jokes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
And we are doing 2 shows, so we might have a second musician doing one of those shows.
Very good.
We'll see.
And and then how long is your set? Because I've never seen you do stand up.
I usually do about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's it, just five.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I do have a brand new joke for this cruise though. It's gonna be good. I got a couple new ones. Since the last time I did a real show.
How often do you do stand up?
Not as often as I'd want to. It's just, I'm always so busy.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do? Go to open mics when I could be out working and trying to pay bills?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
It's tough. And it's like, and in LA, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
Unless you're a regular in rotation at the Comedy Store, you're not getting paid.
Yeah. Unless you're like, Dane Cook showing up or something, you're not.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough thing. I mean, other cities are not like that, which might be a nice option. I don't know.
So maybe leave LA.
Maybe.
So the Super Bowl will be airing somewhere.
Yes, it will be. I don't know if they're doing it on the pool deck this year, but I'm assuming they would because they got the big video screen. So
yeah,
don't quote me on that. I'm just speculating.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about leaving Rika in here because I have a feeling it's going to be like the COVID riots all over again if with LA in the Super Bowl in LA. That's my. It's gonna be like the inmates are gonna be running the asylum for 2 days. I think.
That's why I'm not getting back till Tuesday.
Well, you do need a day to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul, go back to one of our earlier episodes. If you look over my right shoulder, you see the Eric Carr down there?
I do.
The Car Jam vinyl showed up.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's very cool.
It's very cool. Nice. It looks like one of the Kiss solo albums. Is that an accident?
That's the sleeve. That's the inside sleeve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the artwork is killer on it. And they give you an Eric Carr poster with it.
I think you Instagrammed about it, right?
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah, I did.
I saw it. Okay. Who are you looking forward to seeing the most on this?
I mean, I always say Faster because I fucking love Faster.
Yeah.
But, Choir Boys. I'm really excited for Resistant Bite, which is Tommy Skio. He's the original guy from Tesla that's not in Tesla anymore. And I saw them for a little bit in Nashville, and they were fucking amazing.
That's great. Okay. What's that band like?
Dude, it's just balls out rock and roll.
Just rock and roll.
Balls out rock and you would love the record. It's so good. Oh, and of course, Kotzen. Bow to the altar. Bow to the altar. The best story about watching Kotzen on the cruise. So the last time we were on it, I'm in there, I'm watching them. And I'm standing with Doug Pinnick, Nuno, Tommy Aldridge, Eddie Trunk, and one other person. I'm just standing there. I think Red Beach, and we're just fucking all watching Richie, and everybody's like, 10, all 10. And then I moved closer, and he starts doing what the devil says to do, and that song hits me every time. So I had a little tear coming out of my eye. All of a sudden, I feel somebody grab my hand, and it's my buddy Brian that I do karaoke with, and he's like holding my hand, like I look over, he's got a tear in his eye too. He's like,
oh wow. So I mean, another reason to want to come on Monsters of Rock Cruise is to see grown men cry.
Yeah, absolutely. And how good Richie Kotzen is.
How many days do you wake up in time for breakfast?
I'm usually up every day in time for breakfast.
Oh wow.
Believe it or not. Yeah.
I did not eat breakfast or lunch once on Shiprocked. That's and that is not a lie. No, the day we boarded, I had lunch, but I did not eat, other than when we boarded, I didn't eat breakfast or lunch at all the whole time. But I guess when you eat pizza at 5:30 in the morning, you don't really need to eat breakfast yet.
Oh, another band I'm excited to see that I always love seeing is Beasto Blanco.
Okay, yep. I saw them on the Mega
Cruise,
the Mega Cruise they were on. I think they actually closed out the cruise, if I'm not mistaken. They were the last band to play. They played the theater on the last night.
I think so. Scotty says it's 3 below up in Canada right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, is Scotty coming on the cruise?
Scotty was going to come on the cruise, and then Scotty, as you might recall when we were on with Richie and Adrian, Scotty tweaked up his right wheel and is now laid up.
So, I do not recall that, actually. Yeah. Get better. What happened?
I'm sure he fell on ice.
Fell on. I forgot it's Canada. It fell on ice. I'm really excited to see Lit personally.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I'm excited.
You've never seen him?
I'm excited to see. I've seen Buck Cherry before too. But
speaking of Buck Cherry, I did DJ Britt's show to talk about Metal Edge the other day, and I actually did an unboxing of this because the mail came while I was doing the podcast, and I was like, "Ooh!" I said, "You want?" He goes, "Let's do it." I said, "You want to do an unboxing? We can see what it is," because I knew it was either one or the other. But yeah, I just got that.
Nice.
On translucent red vinyl.
Ooh, oohs and ahs. Oohs and ahs. Oohs and ahs. So what do you got coming up? What do we got? We're gonna do a show on the boat. And it'd be amazing if you were there for that. I hope you're able to.
I hope so too. I'm not gonna lie. There's a strong possibility I will be, but there's also a slight possibility I won't. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. If I am, I'm probably gonna have to shut down for a week afterwards because I cannot physically imagine going from Shiprocked to this and being able to function fully because it just is. We have got coming up though, the hope. I tease this a little bit, but we're hoping to do Nita Strauss next week. So that would be fantastic. I actually interviewed her on Shiprocked. I did a couple Metal Edge interviews with her, and she's amazing. She's just so good. Yep. So I wanted to try to get her on before the Monsters of Rock cruise and before the Alice Cooper tour starts. So she has, she said she will do next week, but as you know, and as the listeners know at this point, we always have last minute changes. So yeah, and then from there we got the Monsters of Rock live. Then we just got a bunch of, we haven't really gotten that farther, much farther than that yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's talk of Ty Tabor. That'll probably happen at some point. I did talk to one of the boys from Three Sides, and he sounded rather excited about that. And of course, the response was, "I love those records."
Of course.
Oh I'm not going to spill the beans on the idea, but but I will say this: it has nothing to do with the Elder or Unmasked. Thank God.
Yeah, but, we got. I will say we've got some big. I mean, there's some big names coming down the pike. So I'm looking forward to it. I will be dipping out for about a month when I'm on the road with Drowning Pool, but I might still be able to squeeze an episode or two in if it works out with like sound checks and everything else. But there's a lot of good. I've got a lot of good stuff on the schedule right now, so we'll see what happens.
Excellent.
We may even be able to pre-tape a few of them, so we'll see.
Awesome. And that's I think that's what we've been warning everybody about, that there's going to be some pre-tape. We're not going to be live every week. Much like the Izzy Presley show, which just debuted, which is going to be pre-taped every week. So get that on all your same outlets, so to speak. So
yes. Fantastic. Right. But this is good. I'm looking forward to the potential of possibly joining you, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully by the end of this week we'll have an answer.
Yeah, that'd be nice, because it's next week.
You know what? I'm so used to doing shit last minute. This doesn't even faze me.
Right.
I'm just like, let's just figure it out. But I have a lot going on, and we got to see what juggles in and what can juggle out. So that's where we're at.
If you're wanting to go on last minute, if you're able to, there is if you hit up all the socials for Monsters, especially like the groups, there's some people that are looking to unload, last minute can't make it type things. So you might be able to find a cabin.
Are there regulations to board the ship?
What do you mean?
It's COVID related. Are there?
Same thing.
So you have to be vaccinated You
I
have to be
believe so.
vaccinated and you need a negative test. Okay.
I for sure the negative test, and I
All right, you
believe-
absolutely need a negative test. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have, as I told you, I have negative tests, so don't run. I have the ones you can do over video.
Okay.
So
Well,
don't run out and buy one unless.
I'm going to CVS. I'm doing it's not the one.
Oh,
where
you're
they
doing
have to
that
send-
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right.
So
Yeah. I'm getting tested tomorrow just to make sure I'm clear. I already tested negative once after Shiprocked, but I'm testing tomorrow again just to make sure. But then it's the world we live in these days.
exactly. All right, let me hit the outro music. Paul Gargano, I'm Izzy Presley. Make sure you do hit up all those socials at Metal Edge 85 on the Twitter, Metal Edge Magazine on the Instagram and Facebook as well. Of course, the Facebook page for the show is at Another Effin' Podcast. You can find Paul, pardon me, at Paul Gargano. Wherever you'll find them. You'll find them.
I'm there. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter. I just don't do them.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll find me.
And of course, you can find me, Real Izzy Presley, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Venmo, all the way across the board.
Is there a fake Izzy Presley somewhere? Was Izzy Presley taken?
There was actually somebody used my photo on Tinder back home. I'm like, it doesn't even work for me. Why is it going to work for you?
Why is it going to work for you? It would be funny. It would be funny if they ended up landing a supermodel.
Yeah, right. Hit monstersrockcruise.com. All the Monsters of Rock Cruise socials, hit them up because that is where we'll be next week.
And seriously, if I'm gonna just if there's cabins left and you're on the fence, I can't stress enough. Just do it. It's and if you do, then you find me and you tell me you did it because you were listening. I'll buy you a couple rounds of drinks. Like seriously, it's the best time to have in your life, and it will not be a mistake.
Excellent.
Get out and live life.
There you go. And thank you to everybody in the chat room. Love you all. On behalf of Paul Gargano, my name is Izzy Presley, and I've got 10 middle fingers, one for each of you.
Alrighty then.
Yes.
Are you implying we have 10 listeners?